In this video, you're going to learn how to build your first voice AI agent. So what is a voice AI agent? A voice AI agent is basically like an employee that can take calls for you. And during those calls, many actions can happen, or even after the calls. So now I'm going to guide you step by step how you can build your first AI agent through the Dapta platform and show you how easy it is to build one. So over here, I'm in my dashboard. This is another account. This is my paid account, in which I have multiple agents already set up. If you see over here, like I mentioned before, you're going to be able to see your recent activity, like the latest calls that have been made to certain agents. You would also see your credit usage. And so for us to build AI agents, what we need to do is we have to go over here in the left and select where it says voice AI agents. We're going to click on agent. And here on the top right corner, we're going to click on new agent. You're going to see this window pop up, and this is going to be sort of like a form that you're going to have to go through every single time you want to build an agent to gather information on what you want this agent to do and give it more details as well as context and instructions on what the agent is supposed to do. So the first thing you're going to be asked is, what's your company name? In this case, you want to give the name of the company that the agent is going to be answering phone calls for. For these demo purposes, I'm going to be simulating that I'm building an AI agent for a roofing company here in Phoenix. So it's going to be called Apex Shield Roofing. And you're going to see that you have an option to input a website URL. And what is this website URL? This should be the website URL of your company. And the reason why you would put it here is to generate context for the agent to learn more information about your company. So our system takes care of visiting your site and scraping the information in your website and using that as context for your agent. So let me show you an example. Here I'm in our landing page, and I'm just going to copy our URL. And I'm going to paste it over here. And when I click generate context, this is going to visit the website and basically create context based on what's in that website. So here we see voice agent context for Dapta. We have a company summary. Dapta is an AI automation platform that lets small, medium-sized businesses. We also have product and services information. We have customer use case. So if you have a website already in place, I highly recommend that you go this route so that you don't have to write anything from scratch. Literally, all you have to do is just paste the URL, click on generate context, and you already have all the context that your agent needs. I'm going to delete the website URL because I don't want to use our landing page, but also I don't want to use a existing business. So for that, I have created some company overview and company context using AI. So I'm just going to copy this context right here. And very briefly, you're going to see that I just have company name, industry, description, what services we offer, our location, etc. So I'm just going to paste that in here. Click save and continue. Now we're on the second page in which we're going to be putting our agent context. So here you're going to be able to select your language. In this case, we're just going to do English. The identity name, this is going to be the name that you want your agent to have. So for example, when they pick up the phone or if they're doing an outbound call, it's going to say like, hi, I'm Sarah. So Sarah would be the name. So let's put in here Sarah. And then we're going to be able to select from a variety of purposes that our agent can have. So for example, you can have an AI agent that's in charge of scheduling meetings for you directly in your calendar. You can have a meeting confirmation call. Let's say this is, you're doing calls to someone who has already scheduled a meeting with you and you want the agent to call them previous to that meeting. This is where you would choose something like that. You also have lead qualification call. And what this means, it's, let's say you're selling some sort of service and you want to qualify your leads to make sure that they are qualified for your services or your product. Then this agent would ask a series of questions depending on the instructions you give it to the caller. Then we'd have a customer and service support agent that can answer questions regarding your business. Let's say what hours you guys are open, what services you guys offer. We have send reminders, and this would be very similar to debt collection calls. So let's say if you need to remind people that their payment is overdue, then you might have an agent that calls those leads specifically and remind them that they need to do a payment. And then you can have a custom voice agent. And what this means is that you define all the instructions yourself. Basically, whichever option you choose from in here, it's going to have a pre-built prompt for that specific use case so that you don't have to write everything from scratch. So for this case, I'm going to be using lead qualification call. And then all I need to provide now are special instructions. They're not necessary, but they're highly recommended that you put something in here. So for example, in this case, my lead qualification call should ask a specific questions for us to qualify the prospect. So I can put those instructions in here and be like, hey, I only need you to get their name, their phone number, what kind of service they're looking for. So we would put those instructions in here. Again, it doesn't have to be super detailed, but the more detail you give, the more accurate your agent's going to be. For that, here I have some instructions that I want to give my agent. So for example, some guidelines of being friendly and not asking extra questions. And I have some required questions, asking for their full name, what's the best phone number to reach them at, what type of roofing service they're looking for. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. I'm just going to click save and continue. And when you click save and continue, basically what's going to happen is that our system is going to take all of your inputs. So that includes your context of your company, the name of the agent, what type of agent you chose, and the instructions, and it's going to build a more complete prompt, which we're going to be able to see over here. So as you see, if I take a look at the prompt here on the left, we're going to see that we have the identity, some objectives, some context, some style guidelines on how to talk, pronunciation standards, and call standards, some constraint. We have a conversation flow, which includes the questions that I told them in the instructions to ask to the prospect. So here you can see collect full name, collect phone number, identify service needed. And we're going to have also some input variables, which you can also see over here. I'm not going to get in depth into what these are right now. These are going to come in a later video. But why don't we go ahead and give this test? So I'm just going to click on start web call. And what this is going to do is going to start the call to my web browser. So click on that.
Hello, Josue. This is Sarah from Apex Shield Roofing. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Great, thank you. May I have your full name, please?
My name is Josue Hernandez.
Thank you, Jose Hernandez. What is the best phone number to reach you?
510-600-5677.
Let me read it back. 510-600-5677. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. What type of roofing service are you looking for today? You can say repair, replacement, inspection, or other.
So we're looking to repair my roof.
Thank you, Jose Hernandez. We have your phone number as 510-600-5677 and you need a repair. A roofing specialist will follow up shortly. Perfect. That would be all for now. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
So if you notice in the beginning, it said hi with my name and then it asked for my name again. This is because we have that input variable in there. And like I mentioned, we're going to get in a little bit more depth later on. But just know that we can prompt the agent so that it doesn't say the name, because not in all cases it's going to have it. Let's say if it's an inbound agent, meaning that it's receiving the call, then there's no way for it to know the phone number if it's not connected to like a database or something similar. So I'm going to give some feedback here. This is very important. You can give feedback to our team so that we can improve these agents as they're developing them. I'm going to click skip. And that's pretty much how you build an agent right away. Of course, this is not going to be the last version of your agent. You still need to go into the settings. Maybe you want to play around with the prompt. Maybe you didn't like how it sound or how the conversation flow went. So here's where you would fix all that. Once you go past that feedback form, then you're going to land over here in which you're going to be able to edit your agent. In the next video, I'm going to be diving in depth in how each of these settings work and how you can tweak them so that your agent sounds as real as possible, as well as more into prompting. So see you on the next one.